Hey, it's Brian from Strong Tower, and you probably heard about sodium levels being too high, but what if they're too low? See, low levels of salt can actually increase secretion of the stress hormone aldosterone, and aldosterone is an important regulator of blood pressure. So if aldosterone levels are too high, you can actually get high blood pressure. So if you're curious about our Mission Metabolism membership and turning a little bit more of what you may have learned and may need to relearn about health and nutrition on its head, please let us know. We'll have a link probably below the video for you to sign up. What can you do about having high aldosterone levels? Well, increasing sodium intake and getting your sodium and potassium in balance is one important thing, but that hormone is secreted by our adrenal glands. And you've probably heard about chronic stress being bad for the adrenals and adrenal fatigue and all these potentially semi-made up diagnoses because doctors, medical community, other people, nutritionists sometimes don't really know what's going on and what the root issue is, and maybe don't have the tools and the research, looking at the right research to make correct recommendations. So I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to make a lot of or any really of the correct nutrition recommendations, but we do want to empower people to A, think differently, and B, have tools to do some of their own testing so they can figure out where some of these levels might be, what they might need to work on personally, not a cookie cutter approach, but a customized, unique to you approach, and how to go about that and figure out how to actually boost your metabolism and having the tools to do so. So I can tell you, to keep the adrenals healthy, if you don't breathe well, you're not doing what you could for your adrenal glands and their function. So the adrenals sit on top of each kidney. There's two of them, and because you want healthy internal stimulus in your gut, your internal organs, and also especially these glands, your adrenals, that help us regulate stress, monitor stress, regulate blood pressure as well through things like aldosterone. We want to keep those adrenal glands healthy, and one thing you can do just on a movement side is really nice, full, strong exhales. So I want you to try this exercise with me really quick. I'm going to take a deep breath, put the hands on the lower ribs on each side if we can get there with the shoulders. So really deep breath in. Should feel those ribs expand and move up a little bit, and then as you exhale, I want you to do a really hard, strong exhale, harder than you have in maybe recent history, pushing in with the hands. So we're going to push down and in with the hands, exhale really hard, and you should feel those ribs drop down and in. That bottom rib actually will internally massage the adrenal gland. So when we get a good hard exhale, that happens. If you never get a good hard exhale, a couple things: we don't stretch the diaphragm the way that we could, and we may not be keeping the adrenals internally massaged and healthy so that they can do their job and function better. You could do a breath like that before and after. Check some other movement that you want to make better. So maybe it's like, hey, I'm going to try to touch my toes, or maybe I'm going to do like a shoulder internal external rotation before you do that breath. So if you already did it, you could try this out tomorrow. Check your shoulder range of motion tomorrow morning. If it's a little sticky or tight, or you find maybe it's neck movement, it's a little sticky or tight. So for me, going this way feels a little bit tighter. You could do that deep breath. Exhale hard. Push all that air out, push in on the ribs a little bit. Again, we're getting that internal massage for your adrenal glands to keep them healthy. Get all the air out. And then you could retest your ranges of motion. And if that feels better, that's your brain telling you, hey, we need to do more of that type of stimulus to make you not just a better mover, but also to help your muscle tension balance and overall make you healthier long term. Thanks. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video if this was helpful.